Good morning, everybody. If you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead about 12 minutes or so till we start the radio side of things. So there you have it. Then we can tell you the rest of the story. What is going on in your world here today? Let's do a little shot of old ivermectin this morning and see how that's going. Mr. Bulgy, good morning. Waylon, morning. Six years of taking this stuff. Still not used to it. Ugh. Morning, Mike Wagner. Morning, Dave. And Brian from KOLY. Morning. If you got me up on the pulled up on YouTube yet or not. Bueno. Well, I tell you, just a little bit of snow out here from overnight. Not much. Just a dusting over in the Montana side and further south. They got it, but today we're supposed to get like a 3 to 5 inches or so here at the ranch. I don't think that's. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, probably. The radar shows that it's coming my way. I'm the blue dot. So if anybody wants to know, hey, where's about your edge? Draw a line from Bowman to Beach, and I'm exactly halfway in between. That is where I'm at. 17 miles to Montana as the crow flies. Actually, from Ollie, Montana, you can look and see my calving barn. So there you go. Let's do this. Let's put this baby in motion. It'll be done by 2 o'clock in the morning. And in South Dakota, you're going to get like all of it. Blah, right there. Oh, man. So there you go. Oh. Yeah, it's going to hit you, Gene. we need it too. I'm not kidding you. We need snow, man. The yard is cracking open and it's dry. Custer, South Dakota, holy cow, what a fire down there. Montana's got fires all over the place over there already. What we need, I mean, like Red Lodge and all those, the ski, there's no skiing. They got nothing for snow up that way. No melt, no runoff. I don't even know what the like Lake Sakakawea all the way down to Wahi and was it Randall and then all the way down that way. Not familiar with all of them like I should be. Gavin's Point. Well, what else is going on here? You think about it, it's only March 14th. And with all this nice weather that it's been the last few weeks, to me, it feels like the end of April. Anyway. Morning, Levi. I was all the way from Dupree to Roscoe yesterday. All brown, yeah. What did Rapid City during the stock show in February, last of January, 1st of February? What the heck did they said that they usually are like 26 inches of snow by that time, and they've only had 6. So, yeah. Hasn't been good. Has not been the good. I should probably do a countdown for the stations here, huh? All right, stations, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central, which all the stations except for one of them is on, is coming up here. 8 o'clock Central, so you can time the lag on YouTube on Mark. Okay, there you go. Morning, Eric. All right. I got everything set up here. That's ready to go. Call the Mr. Arman up.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Arman.
I like that Mister.
Like that?
No, not really. Now I get called sir all the time.
I don't have a problem with that. Here's why. If the kids nowadays would have the manners that we grew up with, life would be so much easier. And
Yeah.
you would know that there's only two genders.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I have no issue. I mean, I say Mr. or Mrs. or Miss. I say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am to this day. And
I do too.
I'm going to start doing it even more and more because it really pisses off some people, especially in downtown Rapid City where there was a protest walking by. And I had to say a few things.
There was a protest down there?
Oh, yeah, about 5-6 people. They were standing out in front of the Trump statue and downtown, and they were all pissy about something. They were holding, the sign said, Trump turned America into Russia. And I said, not true because you're protesting.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be allowed to do that.
I know. Like I said, I'd like to be a little bit more like some of those countries because we'd be using water cannons and shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
I just, like I said, I don't know. The thing I was saying is Mr. and Mrs. Now I get called sir a lot, and I used to like it because it was like a sign of respect. Now I think it's just because I'm an old man.
No, I don't care if it's old. I don't care if it's age or a sign of respect. It's still saying that there's a one gender for guys, and that's it.
We know there is, Scott. There's no question there is one gender. That's not even a thing. It's like that. People. I can't believe it. Sometime in history, people are going to say how stupid people were, and there's going to be a lot of stupid people in our generation or in this time. I shouldn't say our generation, but
there is a lot of stupid people in our generation right now.
I can't believe how and again, I hate to use it, but there really is a lot of stupid people. It's like you can't even make some of the stuff up that they're whining about.
I think one of the dumbest things I've seen, and we're on YouTube, by the way, we're not on air yet, so stations make sure the pot's turned down. The dumbest thing that I think I've watched was a congressional hearing on somebody saying that guys can have babies.
Oh, yeah.
And this is with adults actually having an argument and defending that a male can have a baby.
Yeah, and
I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Well, and again, it's just stupid because those people know it's like it's not a male, it's a female calling herself a male. Yeah, they can have a baby. If they're a female thinking that they're a male. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just like there's this, I don't know. I can't believe the tolerance that we have nowadays. And right now what is nice is like when you think about, I was listening to a guy that had no arms and military, and he said the reason I have no arms is because of policy. And he was talking about how when he was in war in Iraq and under Bush, under Bush it was fine, they could shoot. Under Obama, when he won over Bush, they were still in place, but then when Obama took over completely, you couldn't shoot until fired upon, and that's what took his arms off, he said. And it makes sense. And at least now we are able to fire and fight like we're supposed to. I had a lady
I talked to the general major at University of Marion, the fundraiser, and there was a hardcore liberal that walked up to him and asked the same question. He's like, I'm going to tell you what it's like to be in a situation. He says we have way more ability to protect ourselves now than we have ever had during a liberal. And that guy did
Yeah.
not like that answer. But
Well, I know
we're less than 60 seconds, but I have
Okay.
so many comments about what we just said coming up here. Don't tell Arnold Schwarzenegger that you can't have a baby. What was that movie?
Oh yeah, she's out. Yeah,
Twins or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stand by here. We're going to start here shortly. Stations, 30 seconds on mark. I got to get this loaded up. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors on I'm going to still say it's a beautiful Saturday morning, like I do every time, because you know that we got snow coming across the Dakota Territory. We got a little bit coming down here at the ranch right now, and not as much here. There's still a lot of brown out in the country here, all the way across the Dakota Territory. So, you know, a lot of people probably don't like it, but we need some type of moisture coming here in some form. And we got to get the hay crop started here. John Arman is my guest here this morning from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. John, even on YouTube, you should see I'm wearing your sweatshirt here this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Let me clarify that. I'm not wearing your sweatshirt like your wife might wear your sweatshirt.
Is that the one I left over at your house the other night in your bed?
Yeah. There you go. Don't even start those rumors. Well, remember before on the pre-show we were talking about dumb people in the world. Don't get started with it now.
Yep.
So
yeah, someone will start in on that one.
You know, somebody made the comment here, you know, just to let the radio people and hey, welcome radio station KGFX in Pierre, KOLY in Mobridge, K-Fire 550 in Bismarck, Mandan, KLTC in Dickinson, and KCJB in Minot. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. But we were discussing before on the YouTube show before we went on the air some of the silly things that people think are true, and we got to deal with the what Eric says. I wish we could stand up more to the whining 2% people without being called racist about it. And isn't that something true that things have changed over the years where this all started because I called you Mr. Arman or I called you sir, and you're like, you know, it's a form of respect, or are they calling me old? And I think it's still a sign of respect. I still say it to everybody, even the people that say, you know, if I say Mr. Arman, and one of the worst things you can tell me is, Mr. Arman was my dad. Yeah. Okay. So are you Mrs. Arman? All right. Right. I mean, that's where I go with it. I'm like, I'm doing it out of respect. And they make it sound like it's a bad thing to be called Mr. or Mrs. or sir or ma'am. And it's like, it just proves there's two genders out there. But anyway, let's get on talking with some fun stuff here. Okay. You ready?
Yep. What do we got going today?
Well, you know how we always stir the pot sometime during the day, but we're going to hold off for that a little bit because, you know, there's a lot of stuff coming up, and I could go on about this, but what we need to discuss that we had never discussed before is some of the best that you've ever used in your lifetime of hunting. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to make you think about it. I never text you what we're going to talk about. We never do that. I never do that for anybody on my program. You know, I think Wayne Muth really hates it because he's like, what should we talk about? And I never answer him. I just like, we're going to talk about something. We're going to talk about it, right? It's two people just having a discussion, and wherever the conversation goes, let's go with it. All right. But I was thinking this morning, going through, my wife made me go through my basement and say, you got to clean up some of your hunting stuff. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. There's a lot of stuff I don't use anymore. There's a lot of things that I'm just keeping, and I don't know why I keep once in a while, but I was going through and I got a couple different bows down there. And I always think to myself, one of the best bows I ever had was the Hoyt Matrix. It was one of the best bows I've ever had. What was yours?
Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, I know you use Hoyt, a different one every year, right? I mean, you upgrade. It's because you got a TV show and you need to upgrade. You got to show off the latest, greatest equipment. I don't, but I try to update. I always buy your bow. I think every 5 to 6 years, I buy one of yours. So
Yeah.
I get, I don't update as much, but I'm still going back to one of the very first ones I bought from you nearly 20 years ago. Is still my favorite bow that I ever had. It was the quietest. It was just comfortable for me, and I was very confident with it. So, what was John Arman's favorite bow? And I know if you have to say the latest greatest, I understand, but of all the years of hunting, what would that bow be?
Oh man, I would have to, I'm gonna go back to. I remember. I think it was the Defiant, the Hoyt Defiant, and the only reason I'm gonna say that that was my favorite is because I remember not wanting to give it up because I had killed an elk with it. I killed a mule or a whitetail, and really nice whitetail with it. I think one of my best whitetails, and I killed antelope with it. And so it was like I was on a streak, and I didn't want to give it up because of that. I'm not going to say it was because it was better than the other ones, because one of the things I've always said is I struggled trying to figure out what they change every year. They get, that right now we're not getting any faster. They're smoother, quieter. I don't know. I can't tell. Guys
They're
will tell me like
lighter,
that.
right?
Yeah,
They're
they're lighter.
Yeah.
I do like my carbon, and a lot of guys are like, well, why? What's so great about the carbon? I just like the way it feels. And the other day when I was coyote hunting, I understand the difference between carbon now, because I had my carbon tripod, and I was grabbing it with my bare hand, and it was like 0 degrees out, and I didn't feel anything. It wasn't cold. It wasn't anything. I went to touch my light on my head to turn on with my bare hand, and I hit the metal piece, and I got that sting or that freeze burn on my finger, and I was like, okay, now I understand this carbon thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, carbon has been one of the best inventions, especially in hunting equipment, I think, too. But so that Defiant, how old a
Yeah,
bow was that? How many years ago was that?
I would say it was 8 years ago, maybe
Okay.
9 years ago. I'd have to look back at the pictures, and I still, like I said, I still remember that bow very fondly, just because maybe we had a relationship that worked out very well. So
one of the things, I got a couple of comments. One Shot Cap says I still use my Matthews I bought back in 2002. The mayor says you have a best bow. I have the one that's the first one he ever bought, and that there's nothing wrong with that. There's not,
not at all.
Because here's the thing about archery that has really kind of confused me over the years. I don't know if they gotten better, because you look at Fred Bear using a recurve. He shot almost every animal around, big game that is around, and was very successful. And you go to compound or crossbows or anything, they're only going to be as fast as they're going to be. I don't know how they can design every year and come out with something new. It just blows my mind.
Well, like Hoyt this year came out with 90-pound limbs, Scott.
90 for the big boys drawing, huh?
Okay. Yeah, it's, and they said there's quite a few guys that want them. I can't even imagine. I could barely pull back a 70-pound bow, let alone a 90. But when you start looking at 90-pound bows, you do, and some of these guys that are shooting them have 31-inch draw. You're going to get 300. Some of these guys are getting 330 feet per second. But it's one of those deals: is when is overkill? If it's comfortable, to you. I think Cameron Haynes shoots 90 pounds.
Okay.
I don't know.
Here's my thought on this, John. I see the archery side of things, and I know that a lot of archery are going to be pissed at this. I see this as kind of what rifle hunting was back, 20 years ago. They started reaching out further and further and further. And now I'm watching some of these TV shows. They're taking shots at 60 to 80, 90 yards, and they're pushing out further and further. And that's why they need those bigger draw, 90 pounds. I'm looking at this. Eventually, they're going to be doing long range archery shots. And it doesn't take much to get out there to call it long range anymore. But I'm thinking that's it. We're up against the first break here, John. So let that settle in your mind here a little bit and see where we're going to stir the pot from here. More coming up your way here. If you'd like to text here and get your 2 cents in, 701-425-6651. I'm live chatting on my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie radio, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio, or if you want to call in and get on there, 888-9-DAKOTA, that's 888-932-5682. We'll be back with more Dakota Prairie Outdoors after these messages.
Hey everybody, this is Riley Schreifer from Schreifer Red Angus. We would like to extend a big heartfelt thank you to all our family, friends, neighbors, and customers that helped make this past year a success. We here at Schreifer Red Angus are praying that each and every one of you has a safe and healthy calving season, timely spring rains, and a good start to all the hay crop for this year. If you're ever in our area and want to stop and go through the cows, our door is always open and you are more than welcome to swing in for a visit. Have a safe and blessed spring from Schreifer Red Angus.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been a leader in ag financing because we understand the business of creating relationships is more than an interest rate. Agriculture is a foundation to the community, and we are here to help your operation expand, grow, and continue to the next generation. Talk to our ag lending team today.
Community looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com.
Piper's Auctioneers has your equipment needs covered this spring with Piper's exclusive equipment auctions across the upper Midwest, including Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, Devils Lake, and Sioux Falls, alongside an incredible line of farm and ranch retirement auctions near Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and Halliday and Judd, North Dakota. And Piper's Premier Auctions, featuring the Tim Olson Construction Business Retirement Auction near Buffalo, South Dakota. For full inventory details and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the region, log on to pipers.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Mo-Rest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance, agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's a tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19 plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran-owned and operated. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes,
Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Going to have you along this morning, as I call it, old school back timing in the old school radio days. How you doing here this morning? John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV is my guest here, John. Welcome back, my friend. We have a plethora, that's right, a cornucopia, if you will, of things to talk about.
I haven't heard that since like kindergarten when I had to color a cornucopia.
I can picture that in my mind. I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyway, so all right, so we went through the best bows that we've had. How about the best broadheads you've ever shot? Mine, the G5 Montex. I still use them to this day. I love fixed blade. That's what I stick with, and that's what I'm using. How about you?
Well, boy, I'm one of those guys that I jump around a lot. I would have to say one of the best broadheads I've ever used, and it's because, again, I killed a ton of animals with it. It was, and I think NAP still makes it. It's called the Shockwave. It was one of their cheaper broadheads. It was like, I think it's like $19 for a 3-pack. It's like a Spitfire Max. It's a mechanical that folds back, but it had shorter blades, so there was no deflection on it. And I killed a lot of animals with that, but I've tried, the fixed blade, the Thunderhead. I killed a lot of animals with the Thunderblade. It's hard to beat that old school. That's been around forever. And now that we're not working with NAP anymore, and a lot of these companies have changed because they used to be made in America, and now they're getting outsourced, and things have changed on them, some of the quality. And I'm going to be trying G5's dead meats. Their mechanicals are supposed to be. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. Connor uses them and kills the heck out of things. Levi uses them. He's passed through elk. So I'm going to give those a try this year.
That's the thing about technology, man. It's made things a lot nicer on broadhead side of things. And let's go to rifles. This is going to be a tough one for me because I have a feeling that when we go through the best of the best between you and I, it's what works for us the best, right?
Absolutely.
And it should be. All right. And anybody can throw their 2 cents in here. Best rifle that you've ever shot.
Boy, right now we're shooting HS Precision. And HS Precision is a custom rifle out of South Dakota. Mm-hmm. I love local companies. Absolutely love local companies. I would rather shoot a gun that's local than anything else. So I got to say they're one of our best rifles we've ever shot. However, I also feel like I talked to you on that side is that I don't know if I would purchase a $5,000 rifle if I wasn't in the position I was right now. Because you can go into a sporting goods store and grab a Bagara off the shelf, which I'm shooting at 22-250 right now, and that thing shoots lights out. And my old 700 BDL Remington, I still have that, and I killed probably more animals with that than anything, a 243. So I think it's, I think your favorite rifle is the one that you just have with you.
Yeah.
And you do well with. I don't, there's not many of them that don't shoot nowadays.
Yeah.
And even in the old days.
Yeah. That's a tough one for me. So I have the custom 28 Nosler, I'm my 6.5 Creed that I have. I shot a ton of animals with that thing. I mean, that's my go-to rifle. It stays with me year round. I have a 223 that's in my Ranger that is just dirty as can get out, and it still shoots great. But I think if I had to pick a rifle that changed my way of thinking and my way of outlook would be, and this sounds silly, it's a Ruger 1022 semi-automatic. Jesse gave it to me as a wedding gift, and him and I mean, the amount of prairie dogs and things that we shot with 22 long rifles, that was before we got a 17 HMR, and so I think I'd have to go with that one. How about scopes? The best scope you've ever used?
Well, I can kind of run through, when I was a kid, I had a 4-power Redfield and that was it. That's all they had back then. And then we went to the Leupold Vari X2, which at the time was the cat's meow. Shot that one. Then when we started the TV show, we got sponsored by a Nikon. And I got to say, they don't make them anymore, but the Monarch line that they made was exceptional for the price. That would have been one of my favorite scopes. And now, with Vortex, where I'm shooting I would say their midline, it's called the Viper Gen 2, and absolutely love it. Just the it's amazing the clarity you get nowadays with the power magnification and all the bells and whistles. Custom turret. It's hard to, for me, I'm not smart enough to figure out my MOA. I got to look at my video all the time. So I made custom turrets where it said, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500.
Yeah. And that's why I went straight to the Burris Eliminator series. I had the Vortex and the loopholes and all the Night Forces. I used all those scopes. But when I can push a button, it tells me exactly how far it is and where I need to put that dot. That makes life a lot easier for me too.
Well, and that's it. That's my, my thermal now, that knock picks.
Yeah.
You range it and it puts your where you got to shoot it. It drops your what do you want? Your reticle right where you want it to be. And you pull the trigger, and that is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially, for coyote season and everything, it just makes the life a lot easier. Going back to some comments here, some of the best rifles. Eric says my Remington 66. We got mine is a Browning 270 bought back in 1984. And Gene says the 1022 is a great wedding gift for brides and grooms. No, it's only for the groom because the bride usually gets all the gifts. When you get married, there is not a single gift in there that's for the guy.
No,
it's
no,
really not. We talked. You talked about thermal. What is the best caliber to put a thermal on, in your opinion? Because I got two different ways of going about this one.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've been going down a lot of rabbit holes because there's a lot of new calibers out there. But I'm going to say that it's hard to beat a 22-250. It shoots flat. It's got knockdown power. I think, guys, it's been around forever, and you can get ammo most anywhere. And I still think it's one of the better guns to use. And I'm not a big predator hunter. I'm trying to turn into one, and I'm slowly learning. But again, I know there's like the 22 Creedmoor. There's these arcs, all kinds of guns, and I still think that you can do anything and everything with that 22-250.
So here's my thing: is I started with putting it on a 223 because in my mind I was like, well, thermal hunting, and this has been about 8 years ago now.
Yep.
So in my mind, I was like, well, I'm not going to really take shots over 200 because it's at night, and this is all this. And I got to thinking, now I moved up into a different thermal scope, the new pulsars here, and the technology is just baffling. And if somebody were to ask me what's the best caliber to put it on, I would ask them, what caliber are you currently shooting coyotes with during the day? What's your go-to coyote rifle? If it's a 6.5, it's a 22 Creed. If it's a 6 Creed, whatever it is, use the same caliber and put a scope on thermal on that same one, because you know where that hits, you know how it's going to work. I don't think you should change calibers if you're going at night compared to the daytime. That's my theory on it anyway. So
no, I think one of the reasons I was looking at some of these other ones. There's a little bit more recoil. Some of these guys what are they shooting, a 6 PRC or a 6 ARC? They've got more recoil, which for most guys is not a big deal, but for me, I want the video. So if I can stand that animal when I shoot it, in a 223, especially gas guns do a great job, but I like my bolt action. Yep. I just think that I shoot it better. And then when you're shooting them in 0-degree temperatures, I think they're just more reliable.
Yep. I agree with that.
But again, I think you're right. And that's one of the reasons I use my same gun, and I'm shooting that Magnatech mounting system where I can swap my scope out in a matter of probably 30 seconds.
Okay.
So,
and still keep zero. That's what scares me about those changing it out.
I know. And I've played with it and I haven't lost my zero at all.
That's crazy. Well, I tell you what, we're up against our half-hour break. Eric says he uses a 224 Valkyrie at night here. So everybody has their own. And here's the thing. If you're out there shooting and getting it done, I don't care what you're using. Just have fun with it. We'll be back with more here. John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV is my guest. We'll cover a couple more things, including, here's a question for you. Are you shooting suppressed? If so, why? If not, why? Think about that and text it to me, and we'll cover those and more. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues right after these great sponsors.
Hey everybody, this is Riley Schreifer from Schreifer Red Angus. We would like to extend a big heartfelt thank you to all our family, friends, neighbors, and customers that helped make this past year a success. We here at Schreifer Red Angus are praying that each and every one of you has a safe and healthy calving season, timely spring rains, and a good start to all the hay crop for this year. If you're ever in our area and want to stop and go through the cows, our door is always open and you are more than welcome to swing in for a visit. Have a safe and blessed spring from Schreifer Red Angus.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been a leader in ag financing because we understand the business of creating relationships is more than an interest rate. Agriculture is a foundation to the community, and we are here to help your operation expand, grow, and continue to the next generation. Talk to our ag lending team today.
Community looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Bowman Livestock Marketing, serving the tri-state area for all of your livestock marketing needs. Eastern Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You can be sure of great care for your cattle and top price at sale time. Call Austin Snook at 307-290-2161. That's 307-290-2161 for more information or just to talk cattle markets. You can also find them on Facebook and go to their website, bowmanlivestockmarketing.com.
Piper's Auctioneers has your equipment needs covered this spring with Piper's exclusive equipment auctions across the upper Midwest, including Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, Devils Lake, and Sioux Falls, alongside an incredible line of farm and ranch retirement auctions near Fergus Falls, Minnesota, and Halliday and Judd, North Dakota. And Piper's Premier Auctions, featuring the Tim Olson Construction Business Retirement Auction near Buffalo, South Dakota. For full inventory details and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the region, log on to pipers.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Western Frontier Insurance, agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or talking animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered with price in mind. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, Wilton, Bowman, and Hettinger. This portion of the program is brought to you by Freedom Repair. Whether it's your tractor, baler, your cutter, your combine, or air seeder, Freedom Repair comes to you and helps you get fixed up and back in the field. 19 plus years experience. Give Lucas Kelly a call at 701-440-1945. That's 701-440-1945. Freedom Repair, veteran owned and operated. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Hi, everybody. This is Scott Bachmeyer, and besides being the host of Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio and also a rancher in the Badlands, I'm also an auctioneer. So if you're looking to auction off property, maybe you have farm equipment, a production sale coming up, even a benefit or a fundraiser, I'm the guy that can help you out. Maybe you're listening and you have your own auction company and you find yourself short of help sometimes. I can step up as an auctioneer or even help as a ringman. Give me a call, send me a message, 701-425-6651. That's 701-425-6651.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes,
Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. I have to tell you, John Arman's my guest here from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. John, I'm hitting toward the end of my bull sale season, and what a great year it's been for the cattle producers. Every bull sale I've been to that has hired me to help out and used Dakota Prairie Outdoors as an advertising format. Every bull sale I've seen has been up. All right, about 30 to 35% or better. And it's good to see that. Optimism is great. And the other side, and the other side of it is I've been doing a lot of fundraisers all across the tri-state area, and those have been very, very successful. I have to thank everybody that came up last Saturday to DSU. They did a brand new indoor arena, which they needed for their rodeo team. They needed it. And what a great time. We just had such a blast, and so
wasn't that donated mainly by Dale Little Soldier, or isn't that what they named it?
Absolutely, he was there, and it was him and his wife were there. I mean, he was the main donor. There's no doubt about it. They named it after him, and they went through the whole story of Dale and how he met his wife, and his team roping skills. I mean, what a team roper. I mean,
I remember back in the day when I, when I roped, all of a sudden this guy comes driving up with a 1-horse trailer on on a Cadillac. And I'm like, who in the heck is that? And it was Dale Little Soldier, and nicest man in the world. And he was, I swear he hasn't changed how he looks from back then till when I saw him the last time. And the guy was good. Yeah. And I mean, it didn't make a difference if he was 50 years old or 60 years old or 70 years old. The guy could rope.
Yeah. Well, he was out there, and after I got done with the auction, which was just a crazy successful auction, he waved me down because he's not in the best shape anymore. He's on a scooter and whatnot, and he wanted to say something to the crowd, so I got everybody's attention, and he says, "I just got one thing to say. Buck 'em hard and buck 'em long." That's it. But it was so the new DSU rodeo coaches are friends of mine here, Joe and Heidi Schmidt. Heidi was a euchre from Hettinger, and Joe, he comes down to Slope County Fair and wins the tie down roping almost every year, except for the year that I bought him in the Calcutta. But anyway, they took over as the coaches here, and they're doing a bang up job with it. They were so worried. They were like, "We're not getting tickets. We're not selling things. We're not getting." They had to bring in extra tables and chairs because there was that many people that came in. And
awesome.
Yeah, it's a great facility. It's a beautiful facility. And anyway, thanks to those guys for having me there. Now, let's get back on track here. All right. So a couple here we talked about. Okay, we're going to talk about suppressors. One thing before we get to suppressors, what's the best knife that you've ever used for either gutting or skinning or both on any kind of animals that you had over the years? Because there's so many different with these replaceable blade ones like Levi used. He loved those things.
And I have some of those, and I guess they are nice. I'm one of those guys that I don't like too sharp a knife because I always cut myself. But I would say that I had one of my favorites was one I got from Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. It was a little, and I have lost it, and I don't know, but I had skun out a lot of animals with that. Right now, Cody Adolphson from Bismarck was one of my past students. He wasn't one of my students, but he was at our school, and he has little Wolf Ironworks, and he makes some custom knives, and he does a really nice job. He won Forge with Fire, and custom knives are super nice, especially if you're gonna like an heirloom to hand down. They do a great job. He does a great job making them, and so that's what I carry in my pack right now. But excuse me, I'd be hard pressed to say what is my favorite because I've had so many of them. Because I think a lot of guys like yourself, I bet you have like 100 knives, and I do too. I got knives laying all over, and if I see one I buy it again, and I don't know why because I don't need them.
I was a big collector of knives. I mean, I really like them, and I got some handmade ones myself. But I got to go back to. So I've had plenty of different ones, interchangeable. Savage, they brought me one. I had 3 different interchangeable blades, saws, whatever. That thing is razor sharp. What are the orange handled ones where you can replace the blades? Yep. I can't remember. Outdoor Edge, I think they're called.
Yep.
I'd have to go back to the one that I still stick with and I carry in my pack no matter where I go is an old fixed blade Schrade that I have. And I don't know why it is, but that is my knife, or whether it's gutting and skinning or anything. That's the one I go to each and every time. So, and all right, we got to talk suppressors because everybody's talking suppressors right here, except here. Goat Ibex replaceable blade knives are amazing. Skinned over 50 big game animals with them. I know. I seen you do 2 different elk on one day, Levi, with those things. So that's what's nice about having a young guy.
Levi, he likes to do it. I mean, he really does. Just don't let him do the head for the taxidermist.
Okay. Dead Wolf Resistance says the Buck 119 or 110. Those are great. Yeah, great foldable knives there. Never heard of anyone telling me I need a suppressor. Well, we're going to do that. Okay. Cold Steel makes good blades. Yeah, they do that. All right, let's talk. So I got a text. It's at Scott Liberty Precision suppressors out of Dickinson. Hey, has the Mach 10 titanium 5.5 inch. Don't even know it's on there. It's that light. And I don't doubt that because I still have one of the original stainless steel suppressors and it's heavy. There's no doubt. Okay. But why should you or shouldn't you? And I've been telling you this a long time, John, when I got into suppressors. Why the heck haven't you bought one yet? And you're like, well, I don't know. I do, So now you're into suppressors. It's so much more civilized, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. It's like, I just tell people, I wish I would have done it years ago. I remember when they first came out, and I think maybe it's because I think one of the first times I seen it, it was one of the gals on TV show, and she had like a 24-inch barrel and a 10-inch suppressor. It looks like she was carrying around a flagpole. And I'm like, I'm never going to do that, and they weren't that popular, and there wasn't a lot of guys shooting them. But boy, I tell you once I got around them and once I shot them, it makes no sense not to shoot one.
Yep.
I put a post out there the other day, and I was kind of I was a little bit dumbfounded on some of the answers why they won't shoot them.
Go through some of them. Tell me why.
Yeah. Okay. And some of the guys, one of them makes sense is he's got classic rifles and he really doesn't want to learn the look and style of them. That I can understand.
Yeah. You don't want to thread some. I got it. Okay. Yeah. Makes
yeah.
sense.
And he said he'll end up getting one. Best choice ever made. Every gun I have. One of them, and I don't know the legality of this one because I looked into it a little bit. The biggest thing for me is the fact that my son can't use it without me being there. He goes, and he's not old enough to be in a trust. And I don't know if there's an age for a trust. I don't know because I know I put my first ones in a trust, and Shelby's got the license with her, and she's able to use it and have it, and without me being there. Some guys are like a lot of guys say they're too expensive, and I'm not sure about that one because they're probably shooting a $2,500 rifle and a $3,000 scope. I don't know. It's like, yes, they're expensive, but you can, and some of them are.
Yeah.
But I have one that's, like I said, $600 from Liberty Precision out of Dickinson, and I love the fact that Riley is from Dickinson, and I always will support local guys. And he's got a great following. He did some videos the other day. They went out to the Richter Ranch out here east of town and lit it up, and they took a machine gun, fully auto, and they shot that and didn't quit until that can melted just to see what it would do. And they put it in slow motion. They had like one of those super expensive cameras, which was cool. Another guy said, which again, I understand, but I don't understand. He goes, another way for the government to trace me. I'm like, well, I have to say that one. They know everything about us. We have phones. We have rifles. If you've bought a gun, you've bought anything, that's how, they know you have it. So, the only reason I didn't buy it in the past was because of the tax stamp, and I still spent the money, but now there's no tax stamp. So it's brought the prices way down, $200 off your purchase.
And there's more and more companies making, there's more competition, which lowers the price now too. I mean, I love my suppressors. So very quickly, I got a text. It says, can you have Mr. Arman repeat what quick change optic system he was using? What did you?
It's called Magnatech.
Magnatech.
Yep.
Okay.
And it honestly is it is a cat's meow for thermals. If you want to go, from daylight, because even though when they say daytime thermals, it's hard because of the light coming in behind. But it takes a matter of 30 seconds, and they're guaranteed 1/4 inch MOA.
Yeah.
And I've shot it, and I haven't lost it. I mean, I've seen a difference of maybe a 1/4 inch, but that could be me.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on, how far out you're shooting too.
Right.
What
Right.
zero
Right.
stays. Yeah. So, okay. So back to suppressors. Let's see. You got to be 18 to be on the trust. 21 to purchase is what the Josh says he's been told here on that. So I agree with that. So here's the thing. Can your kid under 18 shoot it? Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Your friends can shoot it.
Yeah. You just got to be
anybody can shoot it.
You just got to be around him. And I understand, well, maybe he wants to go out and do a coyote tournament with his buddies and stuff. I wonder who would pressure that. Who would, right? I mean,
well,
you'd have to do something pretty illegal to get caught to start getting. I just don't know if that would be a thing.
And you don't have to carry your papers with it, so I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, do I got to have my papers with me? And they go, no, you don't have to have papers. I don't think it's as big a deal. It's like, even when, say I die and I don't have any of my suppressors in my trust, it's like, there's not a suppressor police that comes around and picks them up.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot more illegal things people need to watch for than that. So, I mean, really, but
it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this, John, if you're listening and you have not got a suppressor yet and you're thinking about it, I understand. So the comment about, I got a lot of classic rifles, I don't want to get threaded and ruin the look. I completely agree. I get that 100%, but there's got to be one rifle in your collection somewhere, or you maybe have to have a reason to go buy a different rifle and put one on. It's definitely worth it. It's a lot more. It's just better for everybody around you too.
Oh. And I think if you have one, I know that I shoot 1,000% more. I go out and shoot my guns every time I go to the ranch. I'm shooting my guns, and I never did that before.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it's such a, you're getting kicked, you get the noise, everything about it. Like, even when I go to the range, I struggle going to the range now, because when I'm down there and the guy they're not suppressed. It is insanely loud. It's amazing that the vibration, the everything that comes, it's just violent. There's no question about it. It scares the heck out of you sometimes. And it's like, now I don't have to wear, and I know they still suggest wearing hearing protection, but I don't use it when I shoot my 7 mag, my 22-250, even my short little AR that it was terrible.
Yeah.
I shoot without hearing protection, and I have no problems. It doesn't hurt my ears at all.
Yeah. So Gene says, if I put a suppressor on a rifle, I have to change my loading data. Yes, you will. There are pressure issues. Like, I think on my 6.5, when I shot without my suppressor I shot for a couple years with it. And when I did finally thread it and put a suppressor on, I think at 100 yards, zero, it was 3 inches difference when I put my suppressor on. So there is a difference in that. And it could have been a little bit with the harmonics of the weight on the end of the barrel as well. That changes things too.
Gene, just shoot factory loads. It's not a big deal, buddy. Come on.
You're telling a reloader to shoot factory loads? Holy cow. That's going to start a whole new...
I know. That would be a question to me, is why do guys reload? Is it, I've always, it just baffles me, because maybe it's because I'm not very technical and guys like to do it. There must be something about that they really like to be tedious and do that.
And it's cheaper too. It saves you money if you're going through a lot of rounds. And then if you're doing like these shooting competitions, you know what you have, you know what you need. Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
And that I understand when they're shooting competition. I got a bunch of 6.5 Creedmoor brass if you need it, by the way, because I always feel bad. I don't want to throw it away, so I save all my brass, but I don't reload.
Yeah, keep saving it, because we can use that. Dead Wolf Resistance says, my blades hit nice and quiet. That's my solution. So yeah, archery. If you're archery only, absolutely right. I can see that. But for those of us that like to do archery and rifle and shotgun.
Well,
That's one thing I wish they could come out with. I know they have suppressors for shotguns, but oh man, they're expensive.
Did you hear they made a new suppressor? They had to in the archery industry. They were getting too many complaints about Matthews being so loud, so they have a suppressor now that you can run with your Matthews bow, so it doesn't upset anybody else, like us guys that shoot Hoyt that are so quiet on the shooting line.
Oh, we're gonna start a Hoyt versus Matthews thing now, huh? What's
that one is for that one is for Jacob Wheeling out in Little Missouri Archery Shop. He's a big Matthews guy. I can always tell when he kills his antelope. We're about a half a mile apart, and I can hear that thing crack.
Breaking the sound barrier and just on the limbs, huh? Okay.
And it's not from the speed either.
Yeah. Text comes in from South Dakota, says my grandson wants to use my suppressed 270 over his dad's unsuppressed. I would agree. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially kids. It's a game changer for kids. My daughter doesn't she never did like to shoot rifles, and now that she shoots suppressed, she loves it.
Yeah. Yeah. And suppressors are getting better and better all the time. They're getting lighter, they're getting shorter, and just easier to clean and take care of. But those of us with the old school ones, I'm like, the first suppressor I have, it's almost like people that had your Redfield scopes back in the day. That do they still make those? You use that? Oh my God, that's technology is outdated already. So yeah. Hey, tell us a little bit about the Ultimate Outdoors Show. How's it going? Are you getting into new stuff here? What's the season?
Well, we're just at the end of our year 23, I think, that we're airing. We'll be done here at the end of March, and we're again just getting going. This is kind of my off season, but I've been doing some coyote hunting, trying to get enough footage to put a show together. Mm-hmm. I'm learning on that, so I've been on a couple coyote hunts at night, and I'd like to do it during the daytime. I'm looking forward to, like you said, we talked about calving season, where I can sit out there and try to help some of the ranchers around us with the coyote problems, because we definitely have too many coyotes.
Yeah.
But right now, just kind of idle time, getting ready for my Raised at Full Draw camp in Bismarck again. We got it about halfway filled, and we're going to be running that in June again. June, I think 12th, 13th, and 14th. So if there's any kids out there that want to learn more about bow hunting and have a great time, look us up online and get signed up for that.
Where do they find information online? Just your website?
They can go to Raised at Full Draw. Okay. We'll have our camp on there, and I'll start putting things out on Facebook. And I know we're running an ad right now, but I think we're got 17 kids signed up right now. We'll take 30.
17 taking 30. Well, hopefully we can get the word out for you and do that. And if I know a few times before you said if people want to donate for like a scholarship to get some kids into it, you can do that too.
Yes, they can. We're always looking for money. I was actually just on the road yesterday on my day off, trying to round up some money for that. And we've got some people that donate to that, so they can donate and time. I need volunteers. If anybody would like to volunteer, and they don't have to be an archery specialist or anything like that. We just need help kind of managing the kids also. And if there's any guys that are big into bow hunting and want to be an instructor, I'd love to, have them give me a call. My number's online. You can find that. And we're always looking for volunteers, because it's tough, because we do it during the weekday and it's not easy.
Yeah.
So any school teachers out there, or, people that can get time off in the summer, that would be great.
That's awesome. Well, Levi says, suppressors are good, but they're loud when they blow up, which I was there for that. And Josh says the camp that you put on is great. Got his boy into bow hunting and archery hunting. And so that's the thing. Got to help the youth get them in that, John. So thank you for coming on the program, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
We're up against the end already. How about that?
Like always, it's a great time. I enjoy it. I appreciate it, buddy.
The fastest hour in radio.
It is. We should go 2 hours.
Well, you and I could go 2 hours for no, but stay with me. We'll go a little bit longer on the YouTube side of things here on some other things coming up here. John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Find it. Go to Raised at Full Draw to get your kids signed up, or somebody else for that camp too, or if you want to donate. Thanks for tuning in today. Have yourself a great weekend and buckle down for the snow. All right, stations, thank you. Hopefully you turn me down. John, the after show here. We got some comments here. Wayne says, haha, John, about the suppressed Matthews.
Holy, I'm looking at Marty's grandson. I can't believe how big he's gotten already.
Why? Here's the thing, Marty. Why would you ever want to skin a skunk, man? I know skunks were they were the most popular thing for the whole season this year. But yeah. Ugh.
Yeah,
I can't take skunk smell, man. I just can't take it.
Well, and again,
nasty.
It says my grandson recommends a RWS 17 caliber.
Yep.
That's so funny.
Get a longer shot. The rifle's as tall as he is. Yeah.
So you shoot them in the lungs, and they don't have enough air to push out they stink no matter what.
They just stink.
And it's not like the skunk smell you smell at a distance. You know, when you're up close to them, it's almost like a pneumonia smell, and it's brutal.
It is the same smell I get when I walk by somebody smoking marijuana. I think it's a skunk, man. I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, well, I think they call it skunk weed.
I don't know, but it smells like that to me. Like, yeah, you land a plane in Las Vegas, you get out of the airport, and it's like, where is the skunk at? Oh, it's everybody smoking pot. Okay. It's like, you know, instead of smoking it, just have it in brownies or gummies and just do that instead of smoking it.
Yeah, not for me. I don't like not being controllable. I like complete control.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, John, if you are looking to do any coyote hunting, any filming or anything, if you want to do any of that, I got a lot of spots that haven't been touched yet this year that are just loaded with coyotes. Whether daytime, nighttime, I can get you into the spot and we can get some stuff done.
Yeah, because I'm just learning on it. I went out the other night here, and I don't know if I screwed up, but I was just sitting on the cliff. It was still, you know, the moon wasn't great for it, but I was just playing a kitty cat, you know, just because we're close to a lot of people. And I heard some howling, and I looked, and they already running the other way, and I was like, there's no way they couldn't have seen me. And the wind was right, so I don't know if they were going after something else or they just chasing each other or what.
That could be. Yeah, that could be.
I just know that the thermal hasn't been as easy as I thought it would be.
Well, they're getting used to it. I mean, they're dogs. They know and they're smart, right?
Yeah, they really are.
They can get trained like any other dog around, but I got a lot of places here that are fresh. So
it'd be fun.
Yeah. And whether daytime or nighttime, I can go daytime and come back in the night. A lot of these you can I mean, since they haven't been called for a while. I've been kind of saving them for a tournament here or there or whatever, but yeah.
I appreciate that.
So people use bait for smell, help bring them in. Yeah. That's the thing about, you know, I have a buddy that's lambing right now. All my neighbors are calving heifers right now. Some are having college calving. Some are done. We can get into a lot of places where those coyotes will be coming in for that afterbirth and sneaking in. We'll be able to see a lot of them. Plus, I have the binocular thermals too now, so it's much easier scanning the countryside without having to pull a rifle up to your eye.
Yeah, I just purchased a Noctix a monocular just because I used the binoculars and they were amazing, but I spent enough money that I chose to go for $1,000 less, and it makes it way easier because sitting behind your gun and spinning in circles the whole night, it gets to be old.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're making a little bit of noise too.
You know, I use that binocular.
Yep.
I so much prefer the binocular side of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're easier on. Some guys say easier on the eyes. You know, because Levi had some and I used them, and I did. It should be good. I just heated mine and put yours in there. Try it if you need it hotter. My wife is. The rule at the house is whoever. What? Okay. the rule at the house is if the wiener dogs are on your lap, the other person has to do everything.
Levi says the monocular feels like it burns your eyeball. Yeah.
Well, the one he has, I got rid of just because I couldn't turn it down low enough.
Yeah.
And it is bright, and like this Knockpix has been nice because I can turn it way down.
Yeah.
But it does. I think you get used to it. Whatever is, a guy can get so carried away with the cost of things. Holy crap! You can spend a lot of money, right, Levi?
You know, I spent money on worse things.
Well, I think, yeah, like you said, you can't take it with you, and if you're enjoying it and loving it, you know, it's like
if it makes your life a little bit easier too. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I'm
excited. Like the river should open up here, and I can whack some beavers. I got to check if that's legal.
Yeah. Make sure to check that because.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble for that.
Levi says there's no budget when it comes to hunting.
Yeah, he's going to be getting married here pretty soon. He's going to find out about budget. And his girlfriend likes to hunt, so he's having he's going to have double the bills.
Yeah,
because whatever he gets, he's got to get her. Fair.
Well, or in different colors. Or you know what's even worse is if your spouse is like left-handed and you got to get specially made stuff for left-handed people.
Yeah, that was my daughter. Yeah. I made her shoot right-handed for a long time.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm going to go out and get the horse fed here, and I'm actually going to get him trapped up here and put him into a separate pen. What
are you guys doing today?
I am going to go through all of so I have coming up next week, meet with the governor, and then I'm on the road helping neighbors pelvic measure and building corrals for another neighbor, windbreaks. He put up a new calving barn and didn't have time to get that done, so I'm going to go and take my post pounder and help them out and try to get that stuff going on here. And then I don't know, I bought this bred heifer. They say it wasn't supposed to calve till April 15th, but I don't know. The bag on her looks like it's getting closer than that. So I'm going to see if I can't get them a little bit closer out of the pasture and lock them.
Well, didn't you tell me looking with a thermal, you could tell when your cows are getting ready to calve?
Pretty darn close. You can see the heat. If they're within a day or two or three, you can tell. And that's what with my binoculars, I'm excited. But you have to use the rainbow setting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, you can definitely tell which ones are getting close or heavy or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, that is really cool. And then what you said, you're meeting with the governor Monday morning. I got to meet with him for a couple things on some stuff. Yeah. So
well, good deal. We'll tell him I said hi.
Okay, can do. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Scott. Like always, man. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, we try to get you on at least once a month.
I know. That's what someone asked me. I said, yeah, it's usually once a month. Yeah. Scott's been good to me. Yeah. It doesn't get sick of me. So that's good.
We always have shit to talk about. That's what's fun.
Oh, it is. And like I said, we could talk. I just heard the Game and Fish was meeting kind of behind everybody's back on waterfall regulations and stuff because they still haven't come up with some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think, you know, I got a friend that's out in Oaks, and that's going to be devastating to some of these small communities. We don't have the pheasants like South Dakota. You know, that's why South Dakota is able to regulate their waterfalls because they have such a, an industry in pheasants.
But you know why they do that in pheasants is because they allow pheasant game farms.
Well, and
they allow to make money off of hunting. Yeah.
And again, we need to start doing that because our small towns, like you said, when you look like at Oaks and some of those Ellendale, they're waterfall guys. When those guys come through, they spend a ton of money. When I was out at that one place, I think I went and bought like $300 worth of steaks just for one night from the local butcher, and that's what they do all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if you don't have that clientele coming through, then we sure don't have deer hunting. You know.
So one of the things that everybody barks on is, well, habitat, gotta have the habitat. And in people's minds, it's like access. Access doesn't mean you can drive there. Access means you're allowed to walk there. Okay. Mm-hmm. So habitat, everybody thinks it's got to be, the grasslands, or it's got to be CRP or something like that. one of the biggest people that have pheasants is the Brown Ranch or the Brown Farms in down out of Aberdeen, south of Aberdeen area. They farm everything. Okay.
Mhm.
And where they farm is where all the best bird hunting is. But they also do the wildlife management, what do they call that? Game management, something like that. They have to put, for every bird taken out, they got to put 2 back.
Right.
That's why there's a whole, you go on Highway 12 over towards Aberdeen, all the way over to Webster, you see these pheasant nets. I mean, they raise pheasants for that reason. Now, everybody hates wild game farming. You can't, deer farmers and pheasant, you can't do that. It creates all, look at the business that they have. And what is the best habitat? It's the farmers.
Yeah. Have you been following Steve Porter out of Minnesota at all?
I have not.
So if you look him up, if you got time, because he has a big whitetail ranch out there, but it's insane what they're doing to the farmers and ranchers out there. I mean, it's not just the deer farmer, but how they're trying to regulate some of the farm industry. And it's like,
absolutely,
if they're doing it to deer, what do you think they're going to do to cattle?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I guarantee it's coming. But here's the thing though. If you work with the deer farmers and you do some studies and you can actually study if CWD is that big of a deal, why wouldn't you be working with a deer farmer to decide what you could do to prevent it or to come up with a mineral site to treat it, but they refuse to work with them.
No, and they're making them kill their whole herd.
Yeah.
And they're making them kill the fawns. When you listen to this guy, it's just devastating because they won't even have one that's contaminated.
Yeah. But what are they, but look at what Minnesota did with their deer herd.
Yeah.
They went out and just shot in public deer, right? They shot a ton of them because just in case one might have CWD.
Well, and they're doing it in Missouri. They're doing it all over. It's just sad. It is
follow
sad.
The money. It's all about, if you belt out the word conservation, you make money. If you belt out CWD, you make money.
Yeah.
And but if
they said it's supposed to run out here in a while, but then if the new administration, money. I know.
There's always.
It's sad. Very sad.
It is, but.
All right, buddy. Well, hey, have a great day. Be safe. Stay.
Happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate that. I don't because I'm American.
Yep, I hear you there, buddy.
All right, have a good one, man.
You too. Thanks.
Bye. All right, YouTubers, have yourself a great day. If you celebrate it and drinking green beer, have fun drinking Irish Pea. Good show. Thanks, Waylon. Appreciate it. Thanks, Josh. You guys have a good day. I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to go catch my horse here. See you, Dead Wolf.